Good evening, guys. How are you? Are you there?
Yes. Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Fabricio. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Okay. Me too, Ken. Thank you.
Awesome.
Waiting for your partners. I don't know what happened. Let's wait a couple of minutes, okay? So we can start.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let me call the attendance. Meanwhile, so let's see. Did you attend the session of yesterday?
Yep.
How was it? What did you cover?
Pretty good. Pretty interesting. We were learning how to take in long notes in the listening part.
Okay, what else? What about you, Fabricio? Did you attend?
Well, actually, I couldn't. It was the first class I missed.
Oh, that's too bad. I
Yeah.
think the classes are recorded, so you can watch them
Oh,
in
okay.
in the
That will,
YouTube platform. I think I don't know, but what I do is live streaming on YouTube, so
mm-hmm.
class is there. If you can, maybe you can ask, and they will lead you to that platform so that you can see the class and don't miss it.
Okay, that sounds amazing. I will try it.
Okay. So I think
Thanks.
that okay. I think anybody's going to join. So let's start. Okay. Please
Okay.
have at hand a piece of paper and a pen so that you can take notes. And let me call the attendance first. Fabricio is here. And Ever Ezequiel también. Okay. Okay. Ever or Ezequiel, what do you prefer?
Ezequiel.
Okay. So Ezequiel, let me ask. Did you attend the class on Wednesday?
Wednesday. No, I couldn't.
Okay. What happened?
I got late from work.
Okay. Too
I
bad.
had an emergency and I couldn't leave the work.
Okay. Okay. No
I'm
problem.
sorry.
Okay. Do not worry. Here you are here to practice. Okay. So do not worry. It's okay. Let's start then. As you can see there, Fabricio, the class, I think of Wednesday is there. So you can look for the class of yesterday.
Okay, that's fantastic. I will look for it.
Okay, so let's start then. Let me see my presentation. Okay, here it is. Now, since Ezequiel couldn't be in the session of Wednesday, we're going to start here, okay? Okay, here it is. Well, let me introduce myself. Ezequiel, I am Yasmani. I will be your teacher for the practice sessions. So, nice to meet you. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Now, okay, thank you. So, the listening section of the TOEFL test, what is it about? It will be about conversations. One task will be about conversation, or maybe two. And the other task will be about lectures, okay? Today, we're going to cover the part of the lectures. On Wednesday, we covered the part of conversations. What we did, Ezequiel, was the following, okay? We focused on the problem, the possible suggestions of solutions that the speaker may offer, and finally we have to take into account the details, okay, by writing notes. That is what we did on Wednesday, okay? So today we're going to cover lectures, okay? So what are the aspects that we have to consider when listening to lectures? First, the topic, okay? It is really important for you to notice the topic. You have to consider the topic of the lecture. Usually a person will be talking about, I don't know, certain topic, okay? So you have to be aware of the topic of the lecture. That is the one important aspect, okay? After that, you have to consider the organization, okay, of the lecture. How the professor organized his lecture. For example, I don't know, some professors at the university start his lectures by asking questions, and according to what the students answer, they start the class, you know. Other professors starts their lectures by, I don't know, by making a presentation, as I am doing right now, and starts talking, and that's it, without making questions to students and whatever, okay? So you have to consider the organization of the person who is talking. Understood, guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so apart from topic and organization, you also have to consider the information, okay? In this kind of lecture, you're going to listen to plenty of information, okay? So you have to take notes. On Wednesday, we learned how to take notes. So I hope this task will not be difficult for you, okay? We have to take notes. It is important. So when you take the test, please have at hand, I don't know, a piece of paper and a pen so that you can take notes of what you hear, okay? That is the part of detailed information. What else? Implication. What happens when, I don't know, you do not understand a word or maybe a verb, a phrase, a sentence? Maybe you can feel, I don't know, frustrated or scared because you do not understand a verb or a word. But you do not have to do that, okay? You can imply from the context. You have to be logic. You can use the logic in order to understand what the recording is about, okay? So when you do not know and or understand a word, a verb, a sentence, a phrase, do not worry about it. You can still understand the recording by using the logic. You can imply, okay? And most of the time you're going to get the idea, okay? So you have to use the logic when listening to this kind of lectures, okay?
Okay.
Guys, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on. These were the tips that I told you to follow in order to understand what you are going to listen. Focus on what you listen and not on what is around. Pay attention to keywords and imply from context. That's it. Those are the suggestions, my suggestions for you. What else? How to take notes. You only have to consider three aspects. Keywords, you have to write short sentences, and you have to organize your ideas, okay? If something is said at the beginning, write it at the beginning, okay? If something is said in the middle of the recording, write it in the middle, okay? And work that way. Organize your ideas and organize your notes. That's it. What else? This was the practice. This is what we did on Wednesday, by the way, Ezequiel. And let's move on to lectures, okay? Okay, what are lectures? They are classes at the university, let's say. For example, I don't know, maybe you have gone to the university, right? And what happens there? You go to a class and maybe the professor or the auxiliary, I don't know, starts talking about a certain topic, you know? So that is what a lecture is. A person, usually a professor, speaks about something, and that's it. That is a lecture. It is really similar to a class discussion. What is a class discussion? A class discussion is similar to a lecture, but with the difference that the professor is going to ask the students to give their opinions, okay? And the discussion is going to happen. Do you understand the difference? They are quite similar, but the only difference is that. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, so they are pretty similar, so do not worry. In the TOEFL test, you're going to encounter these kind of tasks. Conversations, lectures, and class discussions. So be ready for that. The difference between lectures and discussions are practically nothing, okay? So do not worry about it. So what about the length of this kind of recordings? They will be between 4 and 6 minutes. So be ready to work on that time. Topic. The topic will be completely academic, okay? Do not expect any kind of topic. The topic will be related to, I don't know, science, psychology, maths, history, topics like that, okay? So be ready for that. And besides that, you probably will see some pictures, some keywords, diagrams, or illustrations, okay? Apart from what you're going to listen. So be ready. If you can see and take information from these pictures, keywords, or concepts, diagrams, or illustrations, the better will be for you, okay? So take that into account. So this will be the part for the lectures. Now we're going to practice, okay? We are here to practice, so that is where we go. That is what we are going to do now. So I'm gonna, I don't know what's happened. Okay, now be ready to practice. We're going to work on a piece of recording, okay? So be ready. Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna let you choose from 1 to 6, no, from 2 to 6. What recording do you want to listen?
The fifth one.
Okay, the fifth one. Let's see the fifth one now. Okay, passage number 5. Here it is. Okay, you chose an economic class. So the topic will be economics. Now, maybe these are the words that probably you will not understand, okay? I don't know if you know who Adam Smith is, The Wealth of Nations. I don't know if you are, I don't know if you are in touch with this kind of books, The Division of Labor, and Economies of Scale. Those are the words or phrases that you will probably have problems with, okay? So be ready to hear those words or those phrases, okay? So let's start. Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Ready?
Okay, let's start then.
Now listen,
Do you hear?
part of a talk in an economic.
Guys, do you hear? Can you hear?
Yes.
It's a little low, but yeah.
Okay, let me fix it. It's at the maximum. I will try to, okay, it's at maximum as well. At 100, so I hope it is okay for you, okay? Let's start.
This class.
Now, class, I'd like to start off by discussing the reading. So who can tell me about Adam Smith?
He wrote The Wealth of Nations, right?
Bingo. Adam Smith wrote The Wealth of Nations. And why is that such an important book? Natalie?
Well, Adam Smith has been called the father of economics, and The Wealth of Nations was the first book to introduce the idea of the division of labor, which is like pretty much the model of most industries.
Well said, Natalie. Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations was the first comprehensive take on modern economic theory. And by modern, I mean the late 18th century. The book was published in 1776. Smith introduced the concept of the division of labor, which means that the way a good or service is produced is divided into a number of tasks that are performed by different workers, instead of all the tasks being done by the same person. To illustrate the division of labor, Smith counted how many tasks went into making a pin, drawing out a piece of wire, cutting it to the right length, straightening it, putting a head on one end and a point on the other, and packaging pins for sale, to name just a few. Smith counted 18 distinct tasks that were often done by different people, all for a single pin, believe it or not. Now, modern manufacturing companies still follow the same principle. They divide each individual task in the production of a given object. Even a relatively simple business like a restaurant divides up the tasks of serving meals into a range of jobs.
I'm sorry, Professor. I don't understand what makes the division of labor so special. Why is it important that Adam Smith pointed this out in his book?
Well, nowadays, we are used to working in companies where we each are given a specific role to fill. But this idea was revolutionary in the 18th century. Adam Smith was the first to really understand and explain why the division of labor was and is so important. When the tasks involved with producing a good or service are divided, workers and businesses can produce a greater quantity. In his observations of pin factories, for example, Smith observed that one worker alone might make 20 pins in a day, but that a small business of 10 workers who each needed to do just 2 or 3 of the 18 separate tasks could make 48,000 pins in a day. How can a group of workers, each specializing in certain tasks, produce so much more than the same number of workers who try to produce the entire good or service by themselves?
I think I remember from the reading that Smith mentioned specialization is important.
That's right, Natalie. Well, that's one of the 3 reasons stated by Smith, actually, but it's a good place to start. Specialization in a particular small job allows workers to focus on the parts of the production process where they have an advantage. People have different skills, talents, and interests, so they will be better at some jobs than at others. Whatever the reason, if people specialize in the production of what they do best, they will be more productive than if they produce a lot of combinations of things, some of which they are good at and some of which they're not. Smith's second point is that workers who specialize in certain tasks often learn to produce more quickly and with higher quality. This pattern holds true for many workers, including assembly line laborers who build cars, stylists who cut hair, and doctors who perform heart surgery. In fact, specialized workers often know their jobs well enough to suggest innovative ways to do their work faster and better. Specialization also allows businesses to take advantage of economies of scale. Maybe I should write that on the board. Right, so economies of scale means that for many goods, as the level of production increases, the average cost of producing each individual unit declines. For example, if a factory produces only 100 cars per year, each car will be quite expensive to make on average. However, if a factory produces 50,000 cars each year, then it can set up an assembly line with huge machines and workers performing specialized tasks, and the average cost of the production per car will be lower.
Now, answer the questions.
Okay, guys, did you take notes?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to see the questions, okay? In advance, sorry for the pressure I will be putting on you, but you know that time is something really important when taking these tests. So, sorry for that, but you need to practice, and this is the best way to do it. Now, let's see. Okay, here the questions are here. So let's start. For questions number 1 and 2, you only have 30 seconds for each one, okay? So let's start. When you finish, let me know so that we can work on the third question. Okay, guys, did you finish with questions number 2 and 3? Number 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me read the third question for you. What is the professor implying when he says this? Let's listen.
That's right, Natalie. Well, that's one of the three reasons stated by Smith, actually, but it's a good place to start.
Okay, now work on number 3, please, and number 4. As soon as you finish, please let me know. Okay, guys, ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to number 5 and 6 then. 30 seconds for each one, please. Okay, time's up, guys. Do you finish?
Yep.
What about you, Fabricio?
Yeah. Finished.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna give you an extra minute to check your answers, okay? Before we see the real answers, okay? So, please check your answers. I'm gonna let you see the questions as well. So, let's see. One more minute. Okay. Let's check the other answers. 10 seconds. Now, guys, are you ready? Now, what I want you to do is the following, okay? Write all your answers in the chat box, please, and send them to Zoom, okay? I will wait for your answers. Please.
Oh, I don't remember them. Yeah, well, like from memory. I remember what the answer said. I don't know if you can show us maybe like for a little time to
Okay,
put
do not
the
worry.
answers in the chat.
Do not worry, do not worry. I want to show you. No problem.
Great.
Write your answers, please, okay?
Okay.
There are the answers. Now you can see. The question, sorry. Write the answers and I will scroll down so that you can see questions number 5 and 6. Okay. I'm going to scroll down now. Now,
Please,
question.
I was in question number 4. Yeah.
Okay,
And
don't worry. There
a
it
couple of
is.
seconds.
Don't
Great.
worry, don't worry. What about you, Ezequiel? Is everything okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Please
Okay.
write your answers on the chat box. Okay, thank you.
Fine.
Let's
And
go
I
to 5 and 6. Okay, Fabricio, take your time. Do not worry.
okay.
Okay. Ezequiel's answers are here, so we're waiting for your answers so that we can see.
Okay. I'm gonna put them on the chat.
Thank you. Now we're going to see now, okay? Okay, the answers are here. Let me see. To click on it. That's it. I need to go now to this page. Okay. To do this. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, let's start then. Okay. Thank you, Fabricio, for your answers. Now, we will see the answers now, okay?
Okay.
Now, let's see the answers. It was number 5, right? Okay, number 3, transcript, number 4, and number 5. Okay, let's see your answers. Okay. Okay, let's see the answers. Too many screens here. Sorry. Okay. So let's see the answers then. Okay, don't know what's happening. Really sorry for that. Okay, let's see the answers then. Here are the answers. Transcript. It was number 5. Okay, here it is. Okay, for number 1, it was letter B. Good job, Ezequiel. You did a good job. Let's see, Fabricio. Okay, you chose C. What happened, Fabricio? Tell me.
If I remember correctly, C was the main topic. The main topic was about the Adam Smith and the Wealth of Nations book. So
Okay.
I thought that was the main topic. I probably would read something wrong, maybe.
Okay, we're gonna read why the question is B, okay? The answer is B. A and D are both concepts that fall under B. So, okay, A and D were part of letter B. That's it. And although the division of labor concept comes from Smith's book, the lecture is not about the book, rather just the concept itself, which is only one part of Smith's book, okay? So, the lecture was about the division of labor concept, okay? The lecture was about the division of labor concept, not about Smith's books. Why? Because that concept of the division of labor is only one part of Smith's book. Do you understand, Fabricio?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so it was letter B. Let's go to number 2, letter C. You were supposed to pay attention to organization in this part. Okay, letter C, good job, Fabricio. And here, Ezequiel, what happened? You chose letter B. Why?
I don't remember the question, sorry.
Okay, let's see the question. We're gonna see the question now. And after this, we're going to practice with an extra exercise, okay?
Okay.
Page passage number 4, number 5. This is number 4. Kind of complicated to find. Okay, that's it. Okay, how does the professor organize his lecture? Yeah, you
I chose B.
B.
I
Why?
chose B because I thought that the sequence of the lecture was like an introduction when he said when he mentioned the book, then the few examples that are in the book explaining the
topic?
division of labors. Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's
So
why. But
that's why I thought.
Okay, letter C was the correct one. Why? Because what says? He introduces the topic and then discusses a few examples, okay? But what he really did was the following. First, he asks the students, okay? He asks the students some questions. And then, based on the answers that he got from his students, he provides examples. That's the way he organized the lecture, okay?
Okay.
You had to pay attention to the whole recording and see what the organization was like, okay?
Okay.
So let's go to number 3. The question was, what is the professor implying when he says this? Let's listen.
That's right, Natalie. Well, that's one of the 3 reasons stated by Smith, actually, but it's a good place to start.
Okay. So what was the answer here? Ezequiel, you chose letter A. Fabricio, you also chose letter A. So let's see. The student didn't exactly answer the whole question, but what she said will help to continue the conversation. I think it is correct. Really good job, guys. It is what really happened in the recording, okay? Although the student didn't answer the question as the professor expected, she helped with her participation. That's it, okay? Good job. Now let's see number 4. According to the lecture, what example does Smith provide in order to describe the division of labor in his book? Okay, Ezequiel, you chose letter C, and Fabricio, I don't know, you chose letter B, but I don't
No,
think you had many options.
no, I was mistaken on the keyboard. It was B.
Okay, B as well. Okay, I understand. They are really close to each other, so it may happen, do not worry. It is B, not V. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to see the answer sheet. Letter B. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, letter B. Good job. So we're gonna see now. Yes, okay. Number 5. What is number 5 about? According to the lecture. Now, number 4. You were supposed to answer letter B, right? Yes, number 4. What letter B? You chose letter B, letter B. Oh no. What happened, Ezequiel? You chose letter C.
Oh, right. I got confused.
Okay. Why? The answer to this comes directly from the professor's words near the beginning of the lecture. To illustrate the division of labor, Smith counted how many tasks went into making a pen. That was the example that he provided.
The first example, I think.
Yes, that's it. So letter 4 was B. He counted how many individual tasks are required to make a pin. In this case, pin was the keyword. So you had to pay attention to that keyword. Let's go to number 5. What does the professor imply about the Smith's concepts of the division of labor? You chose letter B, and I don't know, Fabricio? Okay, letter B as well. When a worker produces higher quality, no. His idea was technically simple, but it had a great impact on business and the economy. Let's see the answers. It was B. Excellent job, guys. Good job here. You were supposed to infer here, so you did a good job. Let's go to number 6. You chose letter C, and you also chose letter C. What is letter C about? According to the lecture, what is specialization? Your job focuses on one specific task, so you can be really good at it. Excellent job, guys. That is what a specialization is about. What, right? Yes or no?
I'm sorry?
That is what a specialization is about, right? Your answer, letter C. It is like medicine, right? Here in Bolivia, people study 5 years and then they decide to choose only one part of the body and make a specialization on that part of the body, right?
Yeah. Also, the lecture explained that people tend to have different abilities that makes them more likely to do a job or a task like faster and better with better quality than other people.
That's it. The professor says, if a person is good at something, good at something, better if that person is more focused on doing just that. That's it. That is why he mentioned specialization, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so that's
right.
Now, okay. I think Ezequiel chose the number 5. Now, please, Fabricio, choose a number from 2 to 6, except for number 5.
Okay, the 6th one.
Okay, the 6th one.
No, okay. Okay.
Did you want to choose another one?
Maybe the 2nd one.
Okay, the 2nd one then. Do not worry. We can go there. Let's see. Okay, the topic that you chose was biology. So the recording will be about biology. Get ready. These are the words that maybe you will have problems with, okay? Carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases. Sorry. So let's start, okay? Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Now listen to part of a talk in a biology class.
All right, now a common misconception about global climate change, commonly referred to as global warming, is that if we experience an unusually hot day in this area alone, then it's evidence of climate change. I just want to take a second to make it clear that changes in local weather is a weather-related event, not a climate-related one. Climate refers to the long-term, predictable atmospheric conditions of a specific area, not the conditions of a day or even a week for that matter. Weather refers to the conditions of the atmosphere during a short period of time. Weather forecasts are usually made in 48-hour cycles and are more concerned with daily and hourly predictions. Yes, Henry?
So you're saying that climate has more to do with seasonal changes. For example, like the difference between summer and winter in New York, while weather is more about the conditions outside today or tomorrow.
That's right, Henry. So now that we have established exactly what we mean by climate, let me ask you about the causes of climate change. I mentioned them in the last class. Well, we started by talking about the Industrial Revolution, which began in the early 1800s. And that's when most of society started burning fossil fuels like oil and coal. And those fuels release a bunch of carbon dioxide into the air. And when there's more carbon dioxide in the air, more of the sun's energy gets trapped in the atmosphere, so the climate of the Earth warms. Perfect, Jessica. Maybe I should have you teach the class. So yes, most of us know about the harmful effects of the burning of fossil fuels and the release of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But what causes climate change? There are two more. Henry?
I know one is solar intensity, and the other, I think, has something to do with volcanoes? Sorry, I can't remember exactly.
Well, like you said, the intensity of the sun does change, believe it or not. Changes in the amount of heat from the sun has been proposed as one explanation for past climate events. And the third you're thinking of is volcanic eruptions.
Ah, that's right. I remember now. The gases released during an eruption can change the climate over a period of a few years. But this type of climate change is usually just short term, right?
Right. Now, let's get back to fossil fuels. As Jessica mentioned, increased amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases are usually released through the burning of fossil fuels. Make no mistake, what may sometimes be reported in the media as debatable, there is no debate among scientists as to whether or not climate change is due to human activity. True, the strength of the sun's rays and the eruption of volcanoes can play a role, but there is an overwhelming amount of evidence that human activity, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, is to blame for the rise in global temperatures. And we are now starting to see the tremendous impact global warming is having on our environment. Between 2002 and 2006, Greenland lost almost 200 kilometers worth of glaciers. And as the glaciers melt around the globe, the sea levels rise, which threatens the coastal life of humans and the marine life of aquatic species. Now, many organisms on land are also being affected by the changes in climate. Temperature and rainfall play key roles in determining the geographic distribution of plants and animals. For example, researchers have shown that 385 plant species in England are flowering 5 days sooner than usual. In addition, insect species that pollinate and rely on these flowers are now arriving sooner than in previous decades. This mismatched timing of plants and insects could result in the loss of both species in the area. Small changes in the atmosphere have already made a big impact on species that rely on specific weather conditions. Most think of polar bears and their disappearing homeland of snow and ice. But this is just one of the many organisms threatened by global climate change, and that includes us humans.
Now, answer the questions. 1.
Okay, guys. Now we're going to see the questions, okay? Just to make it clear, here you have to cross, okay? If volcano eruptions are a cause, cross it. If not, effect, okay? You do not have to write anything here. So let's start. "30 seconds per question, okay? Okay, guys. Did you finish or you need more time?
Question 1 and 2, it's done.
I am at question 3.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Hey,
done.
guys.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to number 4. Number 5, as soon as you're there, please let me know so that you can listen to the recording again. Hey, now, are you ready for number 5?
Yep.
Okay. Let's listen then. Want to read it? What is the professor implying when she says this?
Perfect, Jessica. Maybe I should have you teach the class.
Work on the last questions, please. And then we'll see the answers. Okay, guys, did you finish?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see the answers then. There are the answers? Check them, please. From 1 to 4. And finally, let's see the answers for number 5 and 6. Those are the answers. Please check your answers, please, with this. And send to the chat box your score out of 6.
I was writing the answers in the chat. Can I see them again, please?
Okay, do not worry.
Thank you. So one is B. Okay.
There you are.
Okay. Okay. I'm at 4. I can see 5 and 6 now. Okay.
So, Ezequiel Cabrera, good job, excellent. 5 out of 6 is, at least for me, it's a really good job. And Fabricio, also 5 out of 6. Excellent, good job, guys. Excellent, pretty good, pretty good. So you pass, so that's it. So in order to finish, I don't know if you agree or not. Do you agree if I send you another extra exercise for you to practice, or is it okay?
It's okay. Another exercise.
Okay, so it is on the chat box. Here it is. You can go there. I prepared it especially for you. And there are the answers. You only have to choose one option. The recording is next to the questions. There says recording. There is a square. I think it is blue or sky blue, I don't know. And you can listen to the recording there and you can answer the questions. And after that, you can see your score. You can go to the button that says terminado, check your answers, and you will see your score, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for today. Please, before you leave, I would like you to fill in the survey, the daily survey, and then you can leave, okay? Thank you for attending. It was a really good practice, at least for me, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. See you then.
See you, bye-bye.
Okay, see you, Jasmani. Have a good
See
weekend. Bye-bye.
Same to you. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next week. Yes. Yes.